सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। So we'll chant this verse number 6 together. राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दु सदृशो मायासमाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रः करणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोधसमये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. So in the previous verse, in the verse number 5, which Dakshinamurti was saluted to, Vyamoha Samharine, Dakshinamurti who destroys the delusion, the ignorance of people, to that Dakshinamurti ji Namaskar was offered. So it shows that for learning, for getting this knowledge, one has to go to the Guru. It has been said very explicitly in Mundak Upanishad and in many other places that tad vijnanartham sa gurum eva abhigachet. To know this truth, which is eternal, which is beyond time and space, which is the absolute reality, to know this, one has to go to the Guru. And Guru teaches through pramana. Pramana doesn't come to us directly. It comes to us through Guru. If we dwell into this pramana on our own, then it is quite likely that we will not understand it. Because there is a methodology in understanding the pramana. So Sampradayavit, Guru who has learned through Sampradaya, to that Guru, through the tradition who has learned, to that Guru we have to go and learn this. So Dakshinamurti ji was presented there as the one who destroys this ignorance. Then in verse number 6, in verse number 5, many different vadis, contenders were presented. And two of them, where one was momentary consciousness and another one was shunyavada, that is nihilism. Both are different kinds of thinking of Buddhas only. So one said that the truth is momentary. Consciousness, yes, but momentary, which means consciousness arises in the form of a thought, that is buddhi, intellect, then that goes and another one comes. And between these two, there is no connection. This is what Kshanikavad is. momentary consciousness, this is what they believe. And their brothers, which were elder brother, who Shunyavadis, they think that nothingness is the truth. Because there is a reason why they say this. Because our thoughts go back to silence. And from silence they arise. From silence they arise, remain in silence, and go back to silence. This silence is interpreted by them as shunyam, as void, as nothingness. But they miss a very, very important point, that how can silence be the truth? How can void be the truth? That silence is not void. That silence is consciousness, which is existence, which is anandaha, which is fullness, and which is the substratum of the entire projected creation. It is not something inert. It is a live thing. And pramanam for that, proof for that is what? Am I nothingness? I never feel that I am nothing. We always feel that I am, aham, 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 I am. That is how it constantly registers itself. So that is being talked about in verse number 6. So verse number 6 in a way negates this nihilism that is being done. So we have already seen last morning that yaha abhut sushuptaha puman, the one who goes to sleep. What happens during this deep sleep state? See, all the three states, waking state, Jagrat avastha, plus dream state, Swapna avastha, plus deep sleep state, which is called Sushupti. All the three is pointing to something. All these three states are the states of the mind. Remember, they are the states of the mind. They are not the states of Atma. Atma has no state. Atma is the one. Consciousness is the one who illuminates, throws light upon these three states of the mind. In the waking state, what happened? Waking state is described as indriyehi arthopalabdhihi jagaritam. That is how it is described. In the waking state, primarily what happens? Indriyehi arthopalabdhihi. With the sense organs, you see the objects of the world. This is the primary thing in a waking state. Of course, with the sense organs are backed by the mind. So, but mainly backed by the mind, sense organs contact the objects of the world. This is the characteristic of the waking state. Now, what happens in dream state? In the dream state, sense organs are not there. These sense organs are not there. But in the dream state, mind is very much there. Mind is there, but very minuscule part of the mind is awake. Not the full mind. Very small part of the mind is awake in the dream state. And all the tendencies, all the very powerful and forceful tendencies of the waking state have left their imprint upon the mind. And that spreads out in the dream state. Then, what happens in the deep sleep state? The person goes through the waking state, goes through the dream state and gets exhausted. Because in the waking state also vyavahara is there, transaction is going there, there you become happy, unhappy, you insult others, you get insulted, so many of your desires are not fulfilled. So in a way, it is very, it leaves a lot of burden on the mind. The same thing, the same story continues where? In the dream state also. Swapne sa jivaha sukha dukkha bhokta, Kaivalya says. In the swapna also, this jiva goes through what? The same kind of happiness and unhappiness. The same story goes on in the dream state. So now you are exhausted. But nature helps you here. What happens? Maya then covers, puts a curtain, a full curtain upon the mind. So in deep sleep state, there is a curtain over the mind, which means Maya samachchadanat. Maya, that is tamas, covers the mind. The entire subtle body is covered, which means mainly mind and sense organs, gets totally withdrawn. Ahankara, intellect, mind, sense organs, these things get totally folded up. They get withdrawn in the deep sleep state. But this is the organ, this is the sadhana, equipment which is given to you, that has got folded up, that is withdrawn. But who is not withdrawn? Consciousness is very much there. It can never happen that consciousness can never be. It will never happen. Na sataha vidyate abhavaha. There can never be abhava. There can never be non-absence of what? Consciousness. It can never happen that it will go away in oblivion. It's not there. No, it is always there. Only thing, the mind, etc. are covered up. But consciousness is very much there. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Nahi drashtuhu drashtehe viparilopo vidyate. The drashti of the drashta, which means consciousness, you can never say that it has gone. Why? Precisely because its nature is what? Avinashitvat. Consciousness is avinashi. Avinashi means non-destructible. Nobody can ever remove, because there is no one else. And this Swarupa of consciousness is what? Ever, ever. Sat, Chit, Ananda. It is, it shines, and it is of the nature of happiness. But only thing, the instrument, the medium through which it was getting reflected is sleeping. Mind, etc., ahankara, intellect, all of this are covered very well by tamas, by maya. Tamas aspect, inertia aspect of maya. Maya has three gunas: sattva, rajas and tamas. But in sleep, deep sleep, what is working? Tamas. Tamas is working. It has come, there is a complete curtain. And before consciousness, there is this curtain. And so mind, etc. are sleeping, folded up. But that doesn't mean consciousness is not there. It is very much there. Plus, let me tell you one thing. What happens in deep sleep, by the grace of God, thank God you can sleep. Otherwise, if the mind constantly keeps on talking, which it does, constant commentary by the mind goes on, then you will have no rest. So what happens in the deep sleep, by the grace of God, mind is not the chitta vritti nirodha. There is samadhi. In deep sleep state, there is samadhi. Only thing, you are not aware of it. Because Bhagavan has done that. Nature has done that. Same thing we have to do consciously. That would be real samadhi. Real samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, would be where I am aware And still, mind poses no problem. Mind doesn't react. There are no thoughts in the mind, which means mind is all quiet, happily quiet. In the deep sleep state, it happens naturally. I did not do anything for that. Tamas did it. Maya did it. But the same thing I have to do, knowledge would be that. Same thing I will have to do on my own. So raise your mind, fill it with so much of knowledge of Satya and Mithya that on its own, even in Jagrat state, even in the waking state, when you sit for meditation, and then what happens? Very soon, mind is all quiet. Mind gets folded up in what? In its truth. In its truth. What is the truth of the mind? Consciousness. Just as what is the truth of the wave? Water. Wave subsides in water. Similarly, mind is like a wave. It will subside in what? Consciousness. And then there is nothing but Satchidananda. Mind is so happy, so quiet. It doesn't see the need to think. Everything is solved. Everything, all your problems, all your doubts, all your queries are solved. Then, as Mundaka says, Vidyate Rudaya Grantihi, all the complexes and the knots have gone. Samshayas, doubts have gone. So mind is so happy, mind now doesn't see the need to keep on poking its nose. It gets silence. So that will be samadhi. That would be just being with consciousness. That will be what we have to do by our effort. In sleep, the same thing happens by the grace of Bhagavan, by the grace of Maya. Okay. But the point, just as in samadhi, mind is not there. That doesn't mean I am not there. Who is this I? Who is this capital I? Which I? Atma. That is the real I. Not ahankara. Ahankara is an imposter. It is claiming the place of I, real Atma. But that is not there anywhere. In samadhi there is only I, Satchidananda. In sleep also that happens. But this nihilist fellows, what do they say? That in the deep sleep nothing is there, and then when you wake up, new Atma. Means void only is there. What we say is this, prag asvapsamiti prabodha samaye yav pratyabhignyayate. When you wake up from the deep sleep, what do you say? Pratyabhignyayate, you recollect. Moment you wake up, you recollect. What do you recollect? Oh, last night, I who was awake till late has now woken up. And I have to complete all my unfinished tasks. Before sleeping, you were composing an email, and then you did not finish it. Then in the morning, and then it is saved as draft. Then in the morning, you begin from there. You don't write it all over again. Why? Because how do you do that? Because the same person who was there before the sleep is now the same one. This pratyabhigna means recollection. Recollection of what? It is memory. But memory of what kind? Memory preceded by an experience that I was there before sleep, and that same fellow has woken up. Before sleep, one person, and now I have woken up, and I connect the two, they are same, which means Atma was there. Consciousness was very much there in the deep sleep. Only thing, there was nothing to illumine. There was nothing to illumine. No objects, no mind, no sensor. They were not there. But that doesn't mean the light is not there. That doesn't mean the light is not there. What nihilists say, the light itself is not there. For this, Panchadashikara, that is Vidyaranya Swami, gives a very beautiful example. He gives the example of the Nataka Deep. Nataka Deep means in the olden days there were no such big auditoriums. Simple stage would be there, and the lamp, very big lamp, would be there in the center of the ceiling, and that would illumine the entire stage. Then what will happen in the stage the programs are going on? First program is of music. So light, the lamp in the center is illumining all the musicians and the audience and the ragas which are going, Malhar and Malkons and Bhairav and Bhairavi, all these things are going on. And people are applauding once more. All these things are going on. The Nataka Deep, the lamp in the center, is illumining this. Then that music program is over. Now what happens? The second program has begun, 6 to 9. Next program has come. And what? Dance program. Now dance Arangetram is going on. So Nataka Deep, lamp, illumines that also, the dancer also, and the musicians and all the mudras, different things that she is doing. All that is also being illumined by the lamp. Now, the two shifts are over. Now there is no third program in the stage. What is there? Only stage is there. Nothing is there. Which means no particular program is there to illumine. That doesn't mean the light is not there. You follow what I am saying? Light is very much there. And it's illumining what? That there is nothing. That there is no program going on. That the lamp is not extinguished. It continues to shine. Similarly, consciousness illumines what? The waking state. Where mind, sense organs, sense objects, everything are being illumined. Then second program. Which program? Dream state. Now the mind and its world is going on. Consciousness illumines that. Now that is also over. Mind is also sleeping. Everything is sleeping. So what will consciousness illumine? There is nothing to illumine. There is nothing to illumine. That doesn't mean light is not there. You follow? Nahi drashtuhu drashtehe. Drashta's drashti, which means the consciousness of this seer, consciousness of this Atma, Chit, is very much there. You cannot remove. Who will be there to remove that? It is constant, avinashi. Na viparilopo vidyate. You can't remove it. It is very much there. Then again waking state. And then in the waking state he remembers what he experienced. What was nothingness? I slept very happy. The very fact that in the morning you say, I slept so happily. Sukham aham asvapsam. With all the classes and all the heavy stuff of Dakshinamurti and Chandogya and this and that, then you are so exhausted that you go to sleep. And then straight away there will be 6:30 or 6. And then you wake up, oh my, I slept so happily. How did you say that you slept happily? You slept happily, or my sleep was little disturbed. That also you report. When can you report? Unless you went through that. So pratyabhijna, smriti, is always preceded by experience. You experienced happiness. You experienced quietude, which shows that I was there to experience. Nothingness cannot experience. Nothingness, void, can it experience? Tell me. Nothingness means nothing. There is no one there. But, so Sushupti points to what? Sushupti points that Atma is ever there, plus Jagrats, and just as Jagrat and Swapna are. different two states of experiences. Similarly, even this deep sleep state is also a state of the mind which you experienced. Plus it points to the happiness of the Atma. Atma is of the nature of happiness, is very well pointed out through Sushupti. There was no object in the deep sleep state. Which object was there? There was no Balushahi. There was no Mendu Vada. There was nothing over there. And still you enjoyed, slept happily. Which means what? It is of the nature of Atma, or consciousness is of the nature of happiness. That is pointed out very well by deep sleep. See, we pay attention. Our whole life is focused only on the waking state. We give too much of importance only to one state, Jagrata Avastha. But that is our life. Bhagavan says that is one of the experiences. You have other two experiences too. Which are they? Swapna and Sushupti. And they also point out a lot. Swapna points out what? Mithyatva. Swapna gives a very big lesson that what you experienced is mithya. Extend it to waking. Carry it forward to waking. Deep sleep also teaches what? That Atma is of the nature of happiness. That which happened due to the grace of God, that we have to do it in the waking state, which means we have to do it ourselves. Know it ourselves. Effort is required there. So that is also pointed out to through deep sleep state. And here Pratyabhijna is a big pramana. I connect. Oh yes, I who went to sleep is the same who has woken up. Otherwise, new fellow, how will he relate with the world? How will he know what he has to do? What is his position in life? What are the functions? Whether he has to go to place of work or not? I don't know. New person. In the morning, new person wakes up. Then what to do? Chai pina ke nahi? I don't even know whether I take coffee or tea. Don't know. But I know, no, tea with this much sugar, less of milk, not too much of milk. All this we were very specific. Why? Samskaras are there and I know it. So this is to that Dakshinamurti ji who remembers this, having woken up, who remembers that I am the same. To that Dakshinamurti ji my namaskara. Now we proceed to another Dakshinamurti. Come on, verse number 7. Balyadishvapi jagradadishu tatha sarvasvavasthasvapi vyavrittasvanuvartamanamahamityantस्फुरन्तं sada. Svatmanam prakatīkaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya. Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Now, idam namaskaraha, this salutations to Dakshinamurti ji, who is manifest in the form of my teacher. Now, which Dakshinamurti ji? One who teaches to his bhaktas, to his devotees, what? Through the Jnana Mudra, one who teaches the nature of the self, To that Dakshinamurtiji, one who reveals himself, one who reveals himself, Svatmanam Prakati Karoti, one who reveals himself to whom? Yaha Bhajatam, to those who worship him, Bhadraya Mudraya, Svatmanam Prakuti, by Bhadraya Mudra, by auspicious Mudra, Chin Mudra, he who reveals himself to his worshippers, to his students, who reveals himself. To that Dakshinamurtiji, this Namaskara. Now see, here two things are done. First is showing the continuity of the self. The stages are passing. As I said, there is always, for what we call this one person, there are actually two. When we say, I am so and so, actually in this ahankara, when I say I am so and so, there are two things, not one. Which two things? One is constant and other one is constantly passing. One is inherent and other one is agantuka. Agantuka means constantly passing. Now these two things are mixed up by me. Here there is person and personality. Person means consciousness. Purishete, one who lives in this body, in this nagari, in this city, is Purusha, which means Atma, consciousness. So here there is consciousness too, plus this personality, plus body, mind, sense complex, which is a costume, which is really a costume. And there is a wearer of the costume. So there are two over here, costume plus the one who wears the costume. Now see, the changes in the costume. The costume is such, which is constantly changing, passing, going, gone. And there is one who remains constant in all these changes. Plus, it constantly registers itself, constantly murmurs, I am. It is said, aham iti antaha sada sfurantam, in the second line. Aham iti antaha sada sfurantam. It constantly says, I am. But above that, what do I attach? Man, father, husband, son, employer, whatever. Constantly keep on attaching these different things to this I. Every time I say I am mother, I am mother is there, I am is there. Along with that, what is joined? Mother, wife, sister, mother-in-law, manager, student, angry, happy, jealous, arrogant, so many things, thinker, walker, talker. Along with I, all these things are going on constantly. So now Bhashyakara is saying, in and through all these changes, the changing aspects, in and through all these changing aspects, there is one which is constant. What is that? I am. That I am is not the personality. That I am is not ahankara. Is not man or woman or child or old. That I am is Satchidananda. Satchit Ananda. So, Bhashyakara says, Balyadishu api Jagradadishu tatha sarvasu avasthasu api. He is pointing to these different stages of our life. He says, Balyadishu api, right from the stage of being a child, first infant, then child, then adolescent, then young, then old, then middle-aged, then old. in all these different stages of the body. As Bhagavan says, Dehi no, Lord Krishna says in second chapter, Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. Bhagavan says, O Arjuna, just as for this Dehi, for the one who courts the body, one who is there in the body, for him, Deha Avastha is there, young Avastha is there, then old age Avastha is there. In all of them, the I is constant. That is why we say, I am old. When I was young, when I was a child, I was playing with mud. Lord Krishna would say, I was eating mud. I was breaking people's pots full of butter, etc. He would tell this in Dwarika to Rukmini, that when I was in Vrindavan, I was doing this as a child. So as a child, I was doing this. Then as a young boy, then I was playing with the friends of my age and playing some pranks and whatnot. Then as a young boy, I did ras with the gopis. Then in Dwarika, I am here as a king and here to help you, Arjuna. Now I am riding your chariot. Child went, adolescent went, young went. Who is the same? I. Similarly here, the stages are coming and going. What comes and goes, which doesn't remain, is mithya. It is incidental. It is not integral to me. And the biggest thing is, I know that this happened. I experienced childhood. Yadrishyam tajadam. What I experience, what I see, and which comes and goes. Before it happened, I was there. After it happened, I was there. And when it happened, I was there. The thing came and went. So it says, Swamiji says, things of the world, experiences of the world are of what kind? Born is gone. Born is gone. Tell me one thing which is not born, which doesn't remain, and which doesn't go. Tell me one thing. We are born, remains, gone. Going, gone. Who doesn't go? Bhagavan says, Dehantara prapti also. This life, after old age, you go. Bhagavan doesn't stop there. He says, again you are born. Dehantara praptihi. Another deha you get. Immediately you get another body. Another body you have got. Now a new costume, but the wearer is the same. Now that costume, what that costume is left to our karmas. What costume we will buy depends on what? What karmas we have done. Prarabdha, but made by ourselves. According to our karmas, the new body we will get. But that will be what? Costume. I remain the same. Similarly, in Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptit, constantly this play is going on. Constant play is going on of what? One steady, another moving. One is steady, another is moving. Big movie is going on. You need not go to see the movie over there. Here itself movie is going on. One costume, another costume, and with each costume some or the other experiences. So we have very good thriller. Some lives are very, very full of good excitement. Life has everything to give. Just watch it. Just watch. Remember, just watch. Do that. But balyadishu api jagradadishu, waking state, then comes the dream state, then comes the deep sleep state, then again from deep sleep, sometimes we go back again to dream. We are about to wake up and then again go back to dream. Then again waking state, constantly this is going on. Who is there constant? Sarvasu avasthasu api. In all these different avasthas, in all these different states, which are what? Vyavruttasu. Vyavruttasu means the states which replace each other. They keep coming and going, keep coming and going. Just as waking, when waking is there, dream is not there. Deep sleep is not there. Waking doesn't allow what? Dream and deep sleep. Dream doesn't allow deep sleep and waking. Deep sleep doesn't give entry to waking and dream state. Vyavruttasu, one replaces the other. They don't have entry into each other. If had it been like that, it was good. Even when we are old, young age will come along. But that doesn't happen ever. Once we are old, we are old. We wish we were with 16. We wish like that, but it doesn't happen. Vyavruttasu. So what is the truth of all this? Keep coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. Gives a very big, tells a very big lesson, as if consciousness says, look at me. Oh my dear Jiva, I am the one who don't desert you. I am always loyal to you. I never desert you. And you are after whom? The people who desert you. People who are not loyal to you. I am after them. What is happening? What is happening? Who is with me? All the while, as it were, the self is saying, I am here, infallible. As Swamiji says, no, we are in search of infallible. Infallible means one who never leaves me, who is always loyal, always with me. Aham, aham. The real meaning of aham is Atma, that never leaves you. And we leave him. We don't pay attention there. We are always focused out. That is samsara. That is samsara. That is the thing which keeps me always, outward. I'm always bahirmukha, like waiting for things to happen here and there, everything. All the while the truth is right here. Sat, Chit, Ananda, the cause of the entire creation, that because of which the creation is. The happiness which you see outside is not because of that. It is because of this. The only source of happiness is Atma, and we don't pay heed to it. We keep looking out, out, out. This is samsara. Vyavruttasu anuvartamanam. I am always there. Please look at me. You may take your time. You may take your time. But when you will look at me, you will find the peace. You will find the peace. So Atma, is as it were waiting. You finish your task. Finish doing things outside. Then if you have time, and then when you know my importance, come back to me. Like, there may be a real friend, and we may be flirting outside. We keep flirting outside. And he is loyal, he or she, whoever, is loyal to us. Then someday we will come to know, yes, he was the one who was always with me. She was the one who was always never betrayed me. Then when we realize its importance, then we will come back. Similarly, sooner or later, this has to happen. Then the life will change. Then moksha will be closer. Otherwise, I will run after the things which betray me, not loyal to me. So, Kathopanishad says, Yam eva esha vrunute tena labhyah. Atma will be known to one. Known to whom? To one who selects the Atma. Yam eva esha vrunute. We have to select. We have to choose him. We keep on selecting things which are coming and going. So Atma says, go. Good, I don't care. I don't mind. Go. Then you will come back. So we have to open our eyes. Then the Atma will say, okay, I am this, now you know me. So, but how does Dakshinamurti ji teach this? Svatmanam prakati karoti bhajatam yah bhajatam. Those who worship me, those who pray to me, those who have the desire to know me. What is the truth in all these changing things? What is the one which connects all these changing things of life? There has to be something changeless to know the change. Is it not right? To know that the things are changing, there has to be a changeless platform. If the station platform is not there, how will you see that the trains are passing? So changeless platform has to be there for you to register the change. Similarly, here we have to know that there is something changeless. But for that we have to go to someone. Bhajatam, those who worship me, those who have desire to know me, to them, Bhadraya Mudraya, by this mudra, which Bhadraya means most auspicious. By that Bhadra Mudra means this Jnana Mudra, this gesture, this symbol of what? Chin Mudra, Jnana Mudra. Dakshinamurti ji reveals himself. Svatmanam prakati karoti. How? As we talked on the first day. See, this forefinger stands for Jiva. This forefinger. I think it is called index also, no? This index finger is so far with these three fingers. Now these three fingers are Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, which means Maya, gunas of Maya. So far it is attached to them. Now it sees that they are all going away. They are not true. So then teacher says that you join this with this one. This is Brahman. The thumb is Brahman, consciousness. So when Jiva now bends and joins this one, the thumb, it becomes a full circle. And now it has dissociated itself with the other three fingers. So samsara is gone. Transmigratory life is gone. Birth and death are gone. Why? Because now you realize the identity with Brahman, that I am this, the loop is complete. I am Brahman. And there is no distance whatsoever between me and I am the whole. I am complete as it is now, here and now. No becoming, no changing, no going, no traveling. Only thing that is required is I am not this three. I am not a Jiva. I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. This when you come to, this see, look at our tradition. Look at our Samskruti. In such beautiful way they teach. Mere this much is enough for Uttamadhikaris. For those who are ready, this much is enough. Otherwise, too much of talking also may not be enough. But for those who are ready, this much is enough. So Dakshinamurti ji reveals himself. What? Dakshinamurti ji, there is Bhagavan, consciousness. He just says this much. And they get the knowledge and walk away. So this is how, to this Dakshinamurti ji, who reveals himself, my namaskara. Now, we proceed further. Verse number 8. Vishvam pashyati karya karanataya swaswami sambandhatah. शिष्याचार्य तथा शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः. स्वप्ने जाग्रति वाय एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः. Last line together. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Very beautifully. See, different pictures of samsara are shown, and through that the truth is also pointed. What samsara is and how to come out of it, that is also being shown. See, which Dakshinamurti ji is now offered salutation? To one, Purushaha Maya Paribhramitaha. To again, the Jiva is deluded. To that Jiva who is deluded. Now here again, Dakshinamurti ji is like a Jiva who is deluded. Deluded in which way? Deluded. What kind of delusion is there? That is being shown. So again, Dakshinamurti is now in the form of a Jiva who is ignorant. And in ignorance, the kind of sambandha, the kind of relationship he has with the world, that is being shown. See, when you are Purushaha, Yah Esha Purushaha Maya Paribhramitaha. In the third line, in the later part it is said, the one who is deluded by Maya, very well deluded by Maya, that Purusha, how does he look at the creation? See, here you are now ignorant person, doesn't know anything. So you look at creation as how? You take all this as real. I am this person, son of so and so, father of so and so, student of so and so, master of so and so, so many things. So when you are ignorant, you take this creation as real. Vishwam Pashyati. Now your perception is colored by ignorance. And what is that? Then you look upon the creation as what? Karya Karanataya. Everything is looked upon as cause and effect. Cause and effect. You look upon creation as there is some cause and there is effect. And this cause and effect are related in some way. Swaswami Sambandataha. Swa, there is sambandha, relationship of what kind? I and my master. Or master and I am his sevaka. Like that you see. Plus Guru and Shishya. Sambandhas are there. Guru, teacher is teacher, I am the student. That is how I am related. I am related to several people. Pitru Putra, father and son, etc., etc., etc. We take the relationship as real. We are, see, in this creation, we are related to someone or the other, whether we like it or not. Moment a son is born, moment he is born, what designation do I get? Father, mother. Arey, he is born, I became father. I became mother. Again, if father is okay, but uncle is there. Now what has he done? Not that uncle has not done anything. But he gets the name what? Uncle. Just because this fellow is born, this fellow gets the name uncle. What is first? Is father first or son first? Tell me. Both are relative. Moment this son is conceived and born, father comes. Father was not there before that. And when did this fellow become son? Because of this father. So father and son are relative. Because of the father I am son, and because of the son I am father. In Mandukya Karika, in the last chapter, that is Alata Shanti Prakranam, Bhashyakara Gaudapadacharya gives a big treatise on this. What is first? What is first? Is the seed first or the sprout first? Is the chicken first or the egg first? Can't say. So you can't pint out this as cause. When you probe into the cause, you find that before that this thing was there as a cause. So there is no such thing as first cause. This cause and effect are relative. From the standpoint of the effect, this effect you are cause. And from the standpoint of this effect, you are the cause. Think of this. We don't have time to get into this. But this creation is nothing but where there is this relationship of cause and effect. And sambandha, I am related to you. You are related to me. Because you are students, I am teacher. And I am teacher because you are there. Understood? So, and we take this very seriously. We should take. While we should take. Otherwise you may say, Swamini ji, we will sit there. We will teach you. So, when the thing is going on, we play our part. But don't take it seriously. This is all mithya. This is all just now. Next moment it will be different. But otherwise, if I don't know this, I will think I am father forever. Mother forever. So then mother never goes. Are you are a person. You are not wife all the time. Wife means what? She will never be free. You are a woman. You are not a wife. Wife only before this fellow. But essentially you are person who is not wife, not daughter, nothing. Bhaja Govindam, Shankaracharya says, Kate Kanta, Kaste Putraha. He says very well, who is wife? Think of that. Who is son? Kaste Putraha. Samsaroyam ativa vichitra. This samsara is very, very strange. I am not wife or woman or anything. I am Atma. Kasyatvam kuta ayataha. Who are you? Where have you come from? Think of all this. Tatvam chintaya tadiha brata. Here since you have come, think about tattva. Think of who you are. Don't hold on to this agantuka things. Don't hold on to these roles. Probe and come to know your real identity. When we don't do this, we stop here. Pita, putra, shishya, guru. Ultimately, there is no person called shishya. No person called guru. I'll tell you one thing. What happened, in Shukadevji. When Shukadevji, the Avadhuta, he is the son, the one who gave the knowledge of Bhagavatam to Parikshit. When he was born, he did, first of all, he did not come out of the womb of the mother, Arani Devi. Why? He says, no, if I come out, then Maya will touch me. So I don't want to come. For 16 years. Just imagine. He remained in the womb of the mother. Nazan is not ready to come out. Then Vedavyas, please come out. Your mother is having problems. Come out. He says, but if one promise is given to me that Maya should not touch me, then only I will come out. Then Bhagavan said, okay, I will not touch you. Maya will not. Then he came out. And as soon as he comes out, 16-year-old, these are all there. Huh? Don't question me how. I will not be able to explain. He comes out and then starts walking. Walking, went away. Avadhuta, he doesn't know. So Vedavyasji is running after him. Vedavyasji is father. Oh, putra, 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 son, son, son. But this fellow doesn't listen. Why? He doesn't know who is putra and who is father. Doesn't know who is father. He doesn't know. I'm putra and that fellow is Vedavyasji is father. So he doesn't listen. Goes. So no consciousness, no complexes that I'm son. Vedavyasji had that complex, my son, my son. And so he wanted him back. That is why he wrote Bhagavatam and all that. But Shukadevji doesn't know. Another incident, when once Shukadevji, once the ladies, ladies were taking bath, they were taking bath in a pool of water. That time first Shukadevji went. He was passing. The ladies were unconcerned. They didn't bother about covering themselves and they're least concerned. Then after some time, who went? Vedavyasji went. Vedavyasji going, all of them became very conscious. They are covering themselves and all that. So Vedavyasa is asking, just before some time, my son went, and you were least bothered. He is a young fellow, and did not even bother. And when I'm an old person, and why are you so conscious of me? I have passed that age. They say, but you have the complex that you are man. Individual use. There is still that individuality in you, whereas your son doesn't have. He is what? Sarvatma. I am that Brahman, which is there in you also. For him, non-duality. So we were not concerned. This is just, so we relate with the world, in which sense I and mine, father, son, husband, wife, children, parents. When these things are there, children occupy our mind till the end. What will happen? What will happen? Let whatever happen. Means you are still in this reality, taking it very seriously. To such a deluded one, our namaskara. I am taking still 2 other minutes. Let whatever happen. One thing, because it's important. Once what happened, to Janaka. See, 3rd line. I'm explaining the 3rd line. Swapne jagrati va. In swapna also and jagrat, in dream and waking state too, we look upon the world as real. Swapna is also real, jagrat is also real. All the while we are not aware of the paramarthik, the absolute reality. This is what once happened with Janaka. Janaka was a wise man, but once he dreamt. Janaka was the king of Mithila. Then once he dreamt, he had a dream. And what was the dream? The dream was that in the dream, the enemies have invaded and they have attacked him. And they won the war also and arrested him. Janaka is now arrested. And this is all in dream. And then he is taken. And they took away all his riches and he is left to go in another city. He has now become a beggar. He has become a beggar. He was so hungry. And there was some annakshetra. So somewhere food was being distributed to poor people. So he went there. But unfortunately, when his turn came, the food was over. Then he said, please give me something. Something was attached, khichdi was attached to the ball. So they said, this is there. You want? He said, yes, please remove and give me. So Janaka is taking that in his arm and in his palm, and then he was about to eat that. At that time an eagle came, and it took away whatever khichdi was there in his palm. Now Janaka is so hungry that a cry came out of him. He happened to give out a cry, oh my God, oh Bhagavan. At that time he woke up. This is in dream. He woke up. And he wakes up and sees all the queens are around him. All the sevakas are there. Food is here, there, everywhere. And then he asks, was that true? Or is this true? What is Janaka asking? Was that true means which one? The dream part, where I was hungry, pining for a piece of grain. Was that true? Or is this true? Where all these queens are ready to serve me and give me whatever I ask for. And then he's so puzzled, doesn't have the answer. So these queens, etc., they thought that he is sick and mad. So they give him medicines, everything. But this fellow keeps on talking, was that true or is this true? Was that true or is this true? Then they called Ashtavakra. Ashtavakraji was a wise man. He is called. And then he said, what is this? Just diagnose what is the problem. So Ashtavakraji sat alone with him. And he asked, what is your problem? He says, was that true or this true? So Ashtavakraji came to know. He came to know that there is no mental problem. Then he asked, answer me one thing. When you were in that state, when hungry and all that, were these queens around you? He said, no. None of them were there. Okay. When you are in this state, when the queens are around you, was that thing there in this state? Which thing? you were standing in a line and asking for food. Was that present here? And what is here, was it present there? Janaka said no. What was there in the dream state when I was suffering, none of this was present there. The food of this state was not present in that state, and the hunger which I went through in that state is not present here, which means none of them is true. Neither that is true nor this is true. Why? Because what comes and goes, what is now and not there, cannot be true. Then what is true? You, Janaka. You, the consciousness is the truth. So that is what Swapne Jagrati Vaya Esha Purusha. In Swapna also and in Jagrat also, one who looks upon the creation as what's as related, as where there is relationship of I and my, father, mother, teacher, disciple, all this is all Maya Paribhramitaha, is all nothing but play of Maya. To one who goes through this, one who is deluded by Maya, to that Dakshinamurti ji, my salutations. Okay, so with this we have completed 8 verses. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanta Shanta Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So tomorrow we will be completing. Yeah.